I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I quit this to go into acting, and then 3 months down the line, you're frustrated.
I think when I first got the call, because I didn't audition for it, I was even pretty surprised that they called me.
It beats like that sometimes. Hi, my name is Elozonam, and this is Level Up by Leadway. Today we're entering into a very, very important industry, very, very entertaining, the acting industry, and we have an important guest here with us, Chai Nwakanma.
Thank you, Elo. It's great to be here.
Fantastic. And we have a rising star, a very talented human being, Amaka. Amaka, what's your name? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, never better, you know? So let's get down to it. This is a very cliche question I'm going to ask you, and I feel like you should have prepared it like a PDF, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Tell us about yourself.
Ew. I think that's one of the weirdest conversations ever.
It's like a start. It's like tell me about it. Okay.
The
what
question
do you,
is just,
it throws me
not
off.
even that. I think we don't go around. I'm speaking for myself because some people, I don't know about you, but you don't like go around thinking about yourself. So when it's like, oh, tell me about yourself, it's like, okay, well,
Boy.
I'm a girl. I love coffee, obsessed with coffee. I like my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Money, right?
Yes. We can enter that conversation later, but
That's a dog, and a dog's name is Money.
yes. Anyways, tell me a little, okay, about myself. Well, I'm an actress, full-time actress, also an agripreneur.
Okay.
For people that don't know, that is the business of agriculture and food processing and all that. I think that's pretty much me in a nutshell. And I like to play.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Amaka, grace us with yourself.
So I'm an actor, of course, and an entrepreneur, and a lawyer, I could say.
That explains the black
It does.
and the flat shoes.
It does. Port shoes. So yeah, that's it.
That's it? That's it?
That's it.
Okay, all right, good. So when and how did you discover that you had a knack for acting?
Oh, it's crazy. I feel like I've told this story so many times. So where do I start? You know, back in my days, no. So I was 16. Yeah, you can go Google my age. I was 16, a sophomore in college, and I was an athlete. Yeah, I was an athlete, so that's where the whole gym thing comes in. And at the same time, I used to get a lot of, oh, you have a nice smile, you have this, you know, you should think about going into modeling, like commercial modeling, because obviously I can't do runway. They were like, oh, think about doing commercial modeling. So I went for this agency, and they were just talking about how you can't be a one-trick pony. So you can't just be a model, you have to be something else, right? So I'm like, okay, what's the closest thing to modeling? Was acting. And I never really thought too much about it. Went for the audition for a theater then, this was in Chicago. And I got in, and I'm like, you guys, you want me? Like, you want me? And it was the weirdest audition ever. It was one of those, oh, so you're alone in the jungle and you're a cat. It was like the weirdest thing. It wasn't even, oh, here's a script. It was the weirdest thing where you have to use your body and your imagination and improv. So I'm like, these people think I'm actually pretty good.
I wonder what
So-
that looked like.
You don't you don't want to know. So that was pretty much it. So they accepted me into this theater that was an ensemble, and just from there, I now actually gave up running for it because I just felt like I was more, you know, teenage years. You know, you're a bit rebellious, and it just gave me like a lead. Like it just gave me an outlet. You know, it was we used to meet once a week, and they'll give us paper. And they'll say, just write down your thought. Do not filter it. And you know how great it was to use swear words. Today was blip, 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 blip. So it gave me like a way to, you know, express myself. And that's how I fell in love.
Great.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah.
So, Amaka, when and how did you discover that you like to act? And you could act.
That I could. I think it's just always like been me. So I think growing up, I just liked to, would I say, pretend. And I really enjoyed it. So people would often always say that, oh, maybe you should be an actor, or, you would just like throw different career paths. Oh, you should be a lawyer, you should be this. So I started with like a stage play, and people are like, oh my God, you're so good. And I'm like, And then I think, so at that time, obviously, I was still younger and no one was going to pay you for like a stage play. And. So I think, fast forward to like, I think uni, I got my first ever like gig. And then they were going to pay me, and it was like, you're going to pay me for like having fun, for coming to like just pretend to be somebody else. So that was it. And I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Guys, scan the barcode on the screen to check your financial health, courtesy of Leadway.
And so how's the journey been so far?
Well, as an upcoming actor, we can relate. Like it's not the smoothest, but it's fulfilling, basically.
It is.
I don't want to say more than that.
Okay. Try. So how's the journey been so far? You tell us. Oh, this is why you stretched.
I need to stretch. How's it been so far? I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm actually grateful because the Nigerian industry is not an industry where you can plan for and say, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You just got to wake up every day and be like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. All right. So it's a journey. Because I remember I studied stage acting in school, and obviously one of the courses was, the business of acting. So in America, they have you can say, here's the path, right? You get an agent and then you do this work, there's a path. But in Nigeria, it's just, whoop, the sun came up today, that's nice. There is no concrete.
There's no structure in the
Yeah, there's
industry,
no
so-
structure, and that's why you can't even tell an upcomer, like, this is the way to do it, because you gotta figure out that path for yourself. Like, there is no way to do it. Any way that gets you to your destination,
You take it.
there honestly is no way. So I've been grateful in my journey so far. I feel like I've been lucky because it's not that I don't deserve some opportunities, but the way they come to me it can only be God,
Yeah.
It's nothing that I did. It's not
Yeah.
my work. There's some opportunities that land on your lap and you're like, oh, I see you. I see what you're doing. It's the journey.
But it's
I'm
also safe
grateful.
to say that, obviously the opportunities come, but because of the fact that you've worked hard,
Right.
you're prepared for the opportunities that
Right.
come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so you came into the limelight. The first time I knew you, the first time I saw you was Lola D's This Is It.
Yeah.
And that was such a good show. Like, it was a great show.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like?
I got that show. I think I came to Nigeria in February during the election 2015. I remember because it was a huge thing, and I think I auditioned for Lolo D ending of that 2015. So it was like my first year in Nigeria. So it was amazing, That experience. That's one of the projects I'm really grateful for, because that's
Yeah.
what launched me, and that's when I was saying I'm very grateful about my journey, was that, like, how I even got that.
Because that's also a huge show.
Yeah, and obviously we didn't know it was gonna be that big. It was me and Nick, and we were also at the point in our careers where we had so much to prove, right? Everybody wanted it to be successful, so we put our heart, we put our soul into the project, and we're happy that this is what it came out as. And Lola D is an amazing creative. She wrote it. It was her brainchild. She wrote it, she directed, she edited. So that's why everything was almost like cohesive, because it was one mind. Like, she knew this was the project she wanted to do, and she did it, But I'm really grateful for This Is It. It was an amazing project. I would do it 10 times over and over.
That's actually awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, Amaka, as a rising star that you are, what hurdles have you had to scale through as an actor in Nigeria?
Where do I start?
Where do you start? Where do you start?
Is it like when I started or now?
Everything. Since you started acting in Nigeria, what hurdles have you had to face and have you scaled over?
I think the first one would be like, would I say treatment? That was the first thing I was just like, wow, so this is it. And most people just say, just take it until like you make it. So you would literally like not get treated so well in the beginning because nobody knows you, nobody cares, and you wouldn't really be kind of like comfortable. But then you just have to do it because they say this is the work. So that was the first thing that like I faced. Then there's like the imposter syndrome because then you're in it already and then you're scared. You're like, did I do good? What if I'm not it? And then you're acting with people who are maybe A-list, and then you're thinking to yourself, what if I'm not pairing, or what if I'm not good enough? So I think that's like the two major things that I struggled with. But I think that's basically it.
Okay, so obviously, I mean, so far your journey has been up and down.
Yeah.
But you were in Sister, right?
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Sister was amazing. I think when I first got the call, because I didn't audition for it, I was even pretty surprised that they called me.
It be like that sometimes.
So I see a message and I'm like, okay. So I didn't even know what Sister was about. They just called me, would you be available? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then I got the script and I was like, wow, this is such an amazing script, right? And because normally they brief you about it and they're like, okay, this is actually based on like a true life story, and like, wow, this is so amazing to kind of like live someone else's life. And then getting on sets, I start to see people that I've looked up to in the industry, my mommy Candid. So it was pretty like surreal because I think that was like that was like the film that kind of like made people to like say, oh, I know you. You're the girl from Sister. And then I didn't even expect it to like kind of go so far. Then I see one day people are tagging me on Twitter, like, but they're dragging like you children, you wicked children. But then either way is good, bad.
That's how you know. That's how you know you pulled the rule off.
Wait,
well.
you were the daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how you know you pulled the rule off well. When they're dragging you for that role, like they're dragging like you should have done this. That's how you know you've done well as an actor.
Guys, scan the barcode on the screen to check your financial health. Courtesy of Leadway.
So we're gonna play a little game. 2 truths and a lie.
Oh, God.
So you tell me truths and one lie, and Amaka and I will try to guess what the lie is, and vice versa. Right? So who's going first?
Yeah, that's my Oga.
Oh, yeah,
Your guy.
Oga in the
Your
industry.
guy.
All right, let's go.
2 truths and a lie.
Yes.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie. I have 10 piercings. This is hard. I have 10 piercings. I love driving. Damn it!
How can this be hard?
Okay. I'm gonna do that again. Scratch that.
Because I already caught you.
I have 7 piercings. I love to drive. And my favorite meat, all of them is I suck at this. No, Elo. You're not even allowed to answer.
Okay.
I have 7 piercings. I hate driving, and I love the beach.
You wanna guess? Guess now. She said I can't guess. Guess.
What are my options again? I have 7 piercings.
You hate driving and you love the beach.
I'd say that she hates driving.
Is that a
she,
lie?
she loves driving or she hates
She
driving?
hates. She said she hates driving.
That seems true.
That seems true. Yes.
That's true. You said the last one is she hates the beach.
She loves the beach.
Loves the beach.
Are you sure you know how to play this game?
I think I love the. I feel like everything is true.
Can you look this way? Turn.
No, okay.
You have 7 piercings.
You do.
You do.
No, I don't.
Yeah. This
So
is
what
just
is the
6
lie?
already.
So what is the lie?
Did I have 7 piercings?
That's the
But
lie.
that's not true.
She changed it from 10 to 7.
I'm gonna go again. You go first.
Amaka?
Okay. I love dancing. I'm an instrumentalist. And I used to be a rapper.
You what? Say that again.
I love dancing. I'm an instrumentalist.
Okay.
And I used to be a rapper.
Liza, you're an instrumentalist.
The lie is. Say you love dancing? Dancing.
Doesn't mean she knows how to dance. She just loves
She loves
dancing.
dancing, yeah.
Yeah.
So the lie is I love dancing.
Who hates
Who
dancing?
is dancing?
Well, I do.
So that's a lie?
That's a lie.
I
So
can't.
you're an instrumentalist.
You're weird.
Yeah.
No, she looks. I can.
No, she's a very talented human being.
You can't-
I didn't peg you as an instrument. So what instruments do you know how to play?
I play the keyboard and the guitar.
Okay, well, alright, cool. I mean, yeah, obviously, that's the baseline for any. I play the keyboard and the guitar as well. So, in any case, okay, all right. So, this is a question. I'm going to put this out on the floor. What has been the toughest role to pull off, and why? As an actor, Amaka, you want to take this one? Go.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've had any really, really tough roles because most times people just see me and just like, you play the child, you play someone young, so that's really easy to pull off. I don't think I've had like maybe like detective, and detective is even pretty easy. Maybe I've not had anything really challenging, and I'm looking forward to like challenging roles.
Chai.
Pretty much anything that changes the way I speak. Yeah, and Dede's Bride was one because not only did it change the way I spoke, I was also from a lower class, so I had to change a lot of my mannerisms, and I was younger as well.
Upper class people. I'm so sorry.
No. I mean, like the way. So she wasn't too educated, right? So not only did I have to change, get rid of my accent, I also needed to be
Seem
uneducated.
educated, yes.
So
can be
that
hard
that
when you
that,
know
that
it.
was challenging.
Wow, okay.
Sorry, I just remembered a role that was hard. As she just said this was a role that I just played. I played Annie.
Which
My name is Zozo, and
oh,
like my director kept telling me, you need to put down your accent like you're talking to, and it was really challenging for me. I never told my director how hard it was, but then it was really hard for me to do that.
Guys, scan the barcode on the screen to check your financial health, courtesy of Leadway.
I saw it. I knew.
the challenge.
I saw it. It was really sometimes she was like, so Zozo, you have to do it. I'm like, no, you have to. Zozo, you have to do, not you have to. I had to correct her several
Yeah.
times, and so it was.
It's always, and then I have this thing when I'm talking fast, my accent comes out. So it has to be like a conscious thing. Like I have to talk slow. So yeah, that's usually challenging for me to drop the accent.
All right, okay, cool. So where do you see yourself in the industry 5 to 10 years?
That's a very tricky question.
Right? That's a long time.
Because like I said, the industry is quite predictable. I don't know, honestly, because I think I'm now in this place in my life where I'm like, before I used to be like 10 years from now, I just want to make it through this year. Like, I'm just trying to make it through this week, in the next 5, 10 years. I really hope the industry has grown itself, and we're doing more on a world-class kind of level. And I would love to be a part of that, whether behind the scenes or in front of the camera. But honestly, the next 10 years, I hope the industry itself grows.
Amaka, 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself in the industry?
Can I be honest?
Please, by all means.
I honestly have never thought about it like 5 to 10 years. I don't think I've sat down to say, I don't even know what 2 years is going to look like, to be honest. I just hope that I'm still in the industry, and that's it.
Okay, all right. So, Chai, what advice would you give to actors who are starting out or people who actually want to act in this industry, in Nollywood?
The first one is, I'm gonna look at the camera. First one is have another source of income. You know, I know a lot of people that are like, oh, I quit this to go into acting, and then 3 months down the line, you're frustrated.
That was me.
But some people, it works out for them, right? In the long run. But
was me.
yeah, but in the meantime, just as you're pursuing this passion, please
Have a safety net.
have an, cause there's some things that if you're not hungry, you you wouldn't do. So don't
You
as
never
much
get
as-
too hungry that you compromise and do a bunch of things. Yeah, I get it.
And then there's also this frustration that comes from not knowing what tomorrow, like, you know, if you don't have maybe a roof over your head or you don't have food, there's also this frustration that comes, and then it gets to a point where you don't enjoy doing the work anymore. I know I got to some point where like I didn't even enjoy acting anymore. It was now like, oh, let me just pay my bills, right? So they'll call you for a new role. Are you available? Yeah, what day is it? As long as you're available, you take it. Not too proud of those moments, but just have, while you're pursuing this, you need a lot of patience, like a lot of patience. I can't even emphasize on that. Both, what's the word? Figuratively and literally, you need patience. Plan and have another source of income so you don't get frustrated, because it's inconsistent. It's never like this. It's always like this, and then it's there, and then it's there. So, you know, you have your good days, you have your bad days, but make sure you eat because you will be hungry. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, yeah, all right, cool. Is there anything you want to ask Chai?
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
How many questions are talking about?
You can ask as many questions as you want.
Okay.
Answers.
Okay, so how do you, first question, how do you deal with like imposter syndrome?
It will always be there. You can't, is I feel like it's part of human emotions, like happiness. It's like you can't do anything about it. Even if you ask the best of the best, they still have it. Like no matter how many sets I'm on, the first day for me, I'm always nervous. I'm always nervous. The first scene, I'm always nervous. That's how it is. So I have to go through that first scene to now break that whole, you know, but you can't get rid of it. You just gotta embrace it. It's always going to be there. But you gotta know that you gotta be so secure in your craft that, you know, be secure in what you're doing and believe it. And obviously work so you get to the point where you feel that confidence. Because with more work, the more confident, the more you're working with people. Like if I enter a set and I don't know anybody and I see Elo, I'm more, you know, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. So with time, you get to build relationships, even with crew members in the industry, that you now feel comfortable. But it's always going to be there. Till now, I still have it. So you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah.
Still have it.
Okay, so final question.
Yeah.
How do you like balance like drawing the line in like, let's say certain scenes and then the fear of like rejection when you do that and then like future jobs?
Oh, the fear of they might not like me.
No. Like, so for instance, let's
Yeah.
say some like at some point maybe you weren't comfortable with certain kind of scenes.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't want to like to reject it because of the fear of rejection for next time.
From the same producer.
Or from generally because you know word goes around really fast.
I used to, I think up until this year, I started saying no, and it's okay, right? Because the truth of the matter, I realized that those actors that they say are the most difficult, they're working more than you. Trust me, you that's being all nice and stuff like that, people take it for granted. Unfortunately, that's how it is. I like to believe that I'm a reasonable person. I don't do something that will take me out of my, I don't know how to explain this. I won't go out of my, I don't usually go out of my way for people that would never do the same for me. I'm the same way in my friendships and stuff. So I also bring that into the workplace, right?
Guys, scan the barcode on the screen to check your financial health, courtesy of Leadway.
If I'm not comfortable with it, I'm not comfortable with it. I haven't had scenes where I got a script once and the guy was like, you know, because it's a rape scene, we'll have to see your butt, but it's just your butt. Like he rips the clothes and it's just your butt. Where is this film going? You know, we're thinking about, they're not even sure, there's no direction, there's no concrete, but you want me to be naked on your set. I turned it down, and then the pay was crap. First of all, you want to see my butt. For how much? You're not sure what platform it's going to be on, right? I'm the kind of actor that if it furthers the story, can we do without the scene? If it's a yes, why are we shooting it? But if it's a scene that furthers the story, we can look for how to make it work in a more professional. There are some sets, like you mentioned Lola D. If she asks for something like that on her set, I know the way she works, right? I can think about it. But there are just some people that they don't have, there's no respect of anything. So why would you put yourself in that position and then 5 years from now, the film will not come out? Because there are some films you shoot, it's 5 years from now you see it. And then 5 years from now, you're not in the same place you were now. Total regret. Total regret. So you gotta weigh, there's no yes or no answer to it, but what are you comfortable with? You know, that's how I see it. I'm like, if this comes out 3 years from now, will I be proud of it? What production is it? Where is it going to be? You want my butt on YouTube? You know, if you say festivals, that even, you know, festivals among artists on YouTube, it's not gonna work because it's gonna be there forever. My children will grow up and go on YouTube.
That's
So,
the angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, great. This has been very insightful. Hope you learned a lot.
I did.
Oh my God, I did. Well, I did. I mean, there's some things I didn't know, but now I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So, guys, as again, be consistent. The industry is very unpredictable, so you have to have a safety net.
Yeah.
If you're going into the Nollywood industry, you have to have a second income or a first income. You have to be better prepared.
Or save up. Save up and
Save up
plan for it.
and
You have
plan for
like a year or 6 months worth of, you know, safety nets for yourself. Because you can have months that you're just sitting looking
just
at
try.
your ceiling, no work.
Yeah.
And then you can have the next month is back to back. So, and then while you're in it, be saving up for those months that you don't have anything.
Seasonal.
Yeah.
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 All right, that's great. So you guys have heard it from a maestro here and also a rising star. You know? My name is Elozonam, and this has been Level Up by Leadway. Until next time.